clean your inequalities and taking some notes on that. Now we're going to go into a word problem. Alright? So, let's read this problem. Weatherly, will you read this problem for us?
And that's why he scored 2 points for a field goal and 1 point for a free throw. Suppose that you have scored at least 3 points for every game this season. Have a season high score of almost 15 points in one game. How many field goals and free throws could you have made in any one game?
Okay. So, where's our important information? Take your colored pencils right now and underline the important information. Section it off and underline it. Alright, now. This is my important information. Let's see if you match up. You can score 2 points for field goals and 1 point for a free throw. Suppose that you scored at least 3 points in every game this season. So that means every game is going to add up to 3 somehow. Alright? And have a season high of at most 15 points in one game. How many field goals and how many free throws could you have made in any one game? Alright, now it says write a system of inequalities that describe this situation. So first off, let's assign variables. So what do we want to be X and what do we want to be Y?
A field goal should be X.
Field goals is X, free throws is Y.
True.
Alright, so let's go with knowing the points for the field goals first. So we've got 2 points for a field goal, so that would be 2X. Everybody write 2X. Right? And we have 1 point for a free throw, so we don't write 1Y, we just write Y. And we score at least. Okay, that means equal to or greater than, right? So at least, so we're going to write greater than or equal to 3 per game. And we have a season high score of at most, which means we didn't score over 15 points.
Less than or equal to.
So less than or equal to 15. And what else do we need to do? Would it be X plus Y?
Yes.
Okay. We don't know how many, but now, should that be a 2? You think?
Yeah, because you get 2 points from it.
Because you get 2 points for a field goal, right?
Yes.
Alright? So now, if we're looking back at our directions, right there, it said to solve both inequalities for Y. That's our first step, right?
Right.
So let's go back and let's yield these things out. So we're going to yield this Y 2X plus 3. Okay? And then we're going to yield this one into Y less than negative 2X plus 15. Now graph the system to show all possible outcomes. Alright? So let's go to here. I'll zoom out. Alright, so now, huh? Well, they're all the positive coordinates, so actually let's do it this way. Sorry, guys. Let's do it this way. Let's do this as our y axis. And let's do it this way. Alright, so now, for the first one, I'm going to go to positive 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put a dot. I'm going down 3 and over 1. And that's a solid line. Now, it tells me, because I have this, understanding that we are going to shade above the graph. So it doesn't matter if the graph's really small right here because I'm shading above it. So you know to shade it dark, but you do need to shade it. I used to have taken art class for full time. All right, now go to positive 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15's gonna be right here. Now, go up a little bit above it. The main thing's gonna be putting this next dot. We're going down 1, 2, and out 1. Down 2, out 1. Down 2, out 1.
You said down 1. It's down 2 hours. Man, it's down 2 hours. I mean,
Down 2, out 1. 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 Yep. Alright, now, and that's a solid line. So, let me go over this with you guys. You know, before, when we were doing systems of linear equations, if we had two parallel lines, we said that there was no solution, right?
Yes.
That's not the case now. Right, because the space that's going to be important to this is going to be the space between. So, because of what our directions say of shade below the graph, we're going here and we're going to shade below. Now, what's important to realize is that alright, so what's important to realize at this point, ladies and gentlemen? Pay attention right here. I'm zooming on this graph. Alright, so what's important to realize at this moment is that this person never scores over 15 points. Maybe they're not terrible. Maybe they, maybe, no. Listen to me. because you don't score more than 15 points doesn't mean you're a bad basketball player.
You might have 25 assists.
Or you might have 6 people on your team who are all equally good,
Exactly. You might be a
or more than that. So that's a whole nother ballgame. So stop being critical. Okay, now, okay, right here, listen up. So the most 2-point buckets this person can get, and the least amount, the X is followed between what? Where's my line hitting here? So we would basically say 7. Because you can't get half a bucket. Okay, and we wouldn't say 1.5 because once again you can't get half a bucket. So they're getting between 2 and 7 field goals per game. At the same time, if they get 7 field goals, they're only getting 1 free throw. Because what's 7 times 2?
14.
Add 1 more for the free throw, 15. Says that they never get over 15 points. Does that make sense? They never scored over 15. 15 was their season high. So, okay, if they score, but here's the catch on this. If we want them to score the 15 points, that means they hit this bucket, they hit 2 buckets, field goals, so they got 4. And then the maximum amount of free throws that they could hit would be how many? 11. So that means they might have made a bunch of attempts on goal, but they got fouled in the process. But the fouls were really hard. And so then they made the 11 buckets from the free throw line in the game. But it says at minimum they're laying it in here, and at maximum we're in here, okay? So whereas before, my main point is for the reason I want to go over this today is when we were doing, when we were doing linears, if we had lines that laid parallel like this, we called it no solution, and we moved on. But you're not going to be able to do that with an inequality, because the inequality symbol is what's giving you the direction as to where to shape. Okay? So now we got to go at the bottom, and it says write one possible solution for the problem that's in its form. 5 and 5, that doesn't sound like a sentence to me. Let's go with, what can we write? What did I just point out to you? That if I scored 7 buckets, I can only get how many free throws?
11.
No. 1. So, what does each field goal do to the amount of free throws you can shoot? Each field goal made does what?
Makes your free throw
Makes your free throws lower, doesn't it?
Yes.
Your attempted free throws has to be lower. So each field goal made makes free throws. Each field goal made makes free throw opportunities